Well, welcome everyone to this week's Community Voice. I am your host, Sherry Pierce, the president of the Madoc District Chamber of Commerce. And today I have with me Peter Naylor, a member of the chamber, as well as the owner of Mackenzie Mills Emporium. Now, today, Peter is going to share with us some local history on downtown Madoc, as well as to what his store has to offer to all the communities that surround Madoc. So Peter, how would you like to share a little bit of history with us about Madoc?
The building that we're in was built as a hardware store by the Connor family, and it was built around 1880.
Wow.
As well as having a hardware store, it also had the Dale Bank, which was a private bank that operated from about 1880 to about 1914. The Connor family lived above the hardware store, and it operated until about 1981, 1982. It serviced Madoc with everything from, they sold everything from dynamite to nails to tin. They did tinsmithing. And Mrs. Connor was also the local artist as well. And even when I was growing up in the town in the 1970s.
Wow. So being an artist.
The building itself. Yeah. What the side where the Dale Bank was her art studio, and her granddaughter is still in town. She has a shop across the street beside the foundations, and you see some of Mrs. Connor's artwork in the window there.
Oh, cool. So is that some of the artwork that I see behind you?
Actually, no. What you see behind me is Donald Fraser.
Okay,
was
yes.
a famous artist, and we also have a Deborah Tate Sears, another local artist from Tweed. And we feature Donald Fraser's artwork in the store as well.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So I understand, Peter, that there's a long time family history in Madoc, especially as entrepreneurs.
That's right. After the First World War, my great uncle, Percy Naylor, started his own sheriff dealership in the downtown corridor. He sold everything from Peterborough canoes to outboard motors, gave sold driver's licenses, did the driver's tests, and he operated in Madoc until the 1980s.
Wow.
My grandfather, after the war, worked for his brother as basically accountant until 1923, when he started his own insurance brokerage in the downtown corridor, and until the 1960s, when my father and my mother took over the brokerage until the 1990s. Wow. So basically, I'm the third generation of business owners in the downtown corridor.
Oh, that's cool. Now, I understand you started out your entrepreneurship a long time ago, where you owned and operated a heritage consulting business. Now, what was that all about? Was that, that sounds very interesting.
About 1988, when I moved to Ottawa, I was working. Part of my co-op for the University of Waterloo, I got a job through the Department of Indian Affairs, where I worked as a historian in specific claims and comprehensive claims. From there, I worked with Parks Canada, the Archaeological Research Division, and I worked doing research analysis on everything from military buttons, accoutrement, bottles, metalware, glassware, etc. From there, I opened my own consulting firm where I worked for the National Archives of Canada.
Wow.
I consulted with Parks Canada. I worked with Indigenous Affairs Canada, working on land claims. I was point person for Aboriginal healthcare for Justice Department and Health Canada and Indigenous Affairs Canada. I worked in hunting and fishing rights for Parks Canada, as well as working for First Nations out west and the Treaty Commissioner's Office.
Wow, that's a
And my part time, in my spare time, I did archaeological assessments in the downtown corridor of Ottawa, as well as doing research as well.
wow. So then you must have just recently came back into the area then, I'm assuming, since you spent some time in Ottawa.
I came back in 1996, and then I taught for 22 years
Wow.
for the school board.
Well, great. That's excellent. So lots of knowledge here, lots of history. Wow, interesting about the heritage business and how, especially now with a lot of land claims going on with the natives and what's happening there. I'm surprised you're not deep into that, helping some of the local bands. So now
I do.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead, Peter.
I am on call with a research firm in Ottawa.
Okay.
If they need additional help.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
On land claims.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to keep back in some of the roots that you start your career with. I know I still do. You know, it's hard to believe that I still am an electrical mechanical engineer by trade, and I still dibble and dabble in it through my business as well. So, you know, going back, keeping to your roots is, you know, a good part of who we are as business owners. So that's great. So now I understand, Peter, you've been sitting on many community committees here in Madoc. Maybe you can share a little bit of information about, you know, some of these new committees that you're sitting on and what you're doing.
I started out with the Economic Development Committee with the municipality of Senator Hastings. We looked at revitalization of the downtown core. And I'm also a director on the business improvement team. One of the reasons why with revitalization of the downtown core, Madoc was the downtown corridor was looking pretty dilapidated until about maybe 15 years ago. Freeman's then bought the bakery, and that was kind of a cornerstone for the revitalization. My uncle and I had always been involved with trying to promote heritage in the downtown. And we decided then to, when the opportunity came up to buy the former Connor Hardware building, we decided to put our money where our mouth was and buy the building and restore it. It took us a year to do.
And that's where your business is now?
And that's right.
Okay.
We tried to bring it back to a period of about 1900. Tongue and groove ceilings, original hardwood floors, except for all the modern amenities that come with it. And we wanted to bring to Madoc kind of the mercantile experience that would have been present here at the turn of the last century, where one could go into a store and buy really nice clothing, buy jewelry, buy foodstuffs, buy moccasins, things that people would buy as a gift or maybe for their day-to-day use as well.
Great.
And we teamed up with Kelly's Flowers and Gifts. She moved in at the same time that we opened up, and it's a great partnership. Then next door where the bank was formerly is Team Hair Design.
Well, that's wonderful. You got great neighbors, and all the businesses are great neighbors in town. That is for sure. And you know, great job for you guys to pick up the heritage building and keep it alive for the community, because it is really important these days to, you know, it draws the tourism in. And that's what we're all hoping to get back to here shortly, is get the tourism back in. So, you know, and I know now I know that things are kind of shut down for a period of time here, but I'm assuming that you're still doing curbside pickup if anybody wants anything.
If people do want something, they can call me up or contact me through our webpage, and I'll go down and they can't come into the store, but I
Yeah.
will deliver it to them, or I'll set it out in the portico, and they can pick it up and pay me when they can.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. That's great, great. So now you've been sitting on the bit committee now for a while, and I know that you guys have got some great plans coming up and whatnot. And I just want to say too, the Christmas display this year, the Christmas trees was absolutely spectacular. I heard nothing but great comments about the trees that you guys put up this past Christmas. And I'm so looking forward to this holiday season to see what is coming about. And I'm hoping that you guys can move forward with the Festival of Trees this year.
That's the plan. If everything is open, we hope to have that going. Our Christmas display, we just make it bigger and better every year, with more lights and more trees for the merchants.
Yeah.
It just brings the Christmas spirit to the town, and we've had nothing but positive comments from people coming through the town.
Yeah.
If they're coming from Ottawa or Toronto or Belleville, that's the first thing you see, are Christmas trees and lights, a welcoming, this kind of a welcoming feeling to the community.
For sure. Indeed it does. I have to agree there 100%. So that's wonderful. Now, with your business, Peter, I wanted to ask if you have items in your store for all ages, or is there things in there for little ones up to going through the ages?
Yes, we have it. We try to provide merchandise for all age groups. Everything from moccasins for babies. We have infant clothes. We will be getting in some handmade toys and games from Lunenburg, which they're all made from wood. It's really first class stuff. We have Irish sweaters for men and women. We have blankets from Scotland, boots from Quebec. Our moccasins are made by the Huron-Wendat in Quebec. We have maple products from Quebec as well, and jewelry from the British Isles. So that kind of gives you a wide range of things that we do have.
Well, that's great.
And we're getting getting some more items in June. Some pewter from Nova Scotia, and we're also getting some Indigenous items from British Columbia.
Wow, that's great. So lots of great gift ideas, folks. Obviously there's something there for everyone. So I hope you will take the time when we all can get out and about and stop in and see Peter, introduce yourself and see him. And I'm sure that everybody can find something there to purchase for somebody's birthday. We want to keep shopping local, folks. It's really important to keep supporting our local business owners. So let's go Madoc and support each other. So Peter, thank you for joining us today. And what is the website?
It's Mackenzie Mills Emporium. You can find it. The one other thing that we do have, which I didn't mention, we do have an art gallery of local artists as well, and we feature various artists, both Indigenous and non-Indigenous artists in various mediums, watercolor and acrylics and pencil. So, and we have a payment plan as well if you would like to buy a piece of art and can afford it, monthly payments.
Well, that's wonderful. That is great. There's not too many local businesses do that anymore. I have to say that. Everybody is looking for cash right up front, or payment up front. Pardon me, not so much cash, but no, that's great to have that offer to the community and supporting them that way. That's wonderful. So great. So we heard your website address.
It's Mackenzie Mills Emporium. It's online. It shows, there's various pictures online that's showing the various products that we have, including our art gallery.
Ah, excellent, perfect. Well, thank you for joining us, Peter, on today's Community Voice. And we look forward to seeing you out and about in the community in the next few weeks as the sunshine is finally coming out. And it looks like we're going to get some heat finally, so that'll be nice. And let's hope this lockdown ends here soon, not go on any longer. So anyways, thank you, Peter, for joining us. And we'll see everyone next week on Community Voice. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.